What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Kang back in this thing, man. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on the post notifications. You guys see by the title, man, Trump has filed his appeal on the unruly judgment placed by Judge Engoron for $454 million plus taxes and all these micro transactions and fees piled on top of that. And you just blatantly see the corruption within the courts and amongst Latitia James, Judge Engoron, Fannie Willis. You just consistently see these people just trying to take him down each and every which way, and Trump continues to remain resilient. He continues to push through. He continues to fight back, and that's what we're here to look at and check out today, man. So be sure to hit that like button, comment down below what you guys think, and subscribe. Okay, I definitely will be keeping you guys updated with everything that's going on. And thank you to everybody who leaves a positive comment on these videos, shares these videos, and watches the video all the way through. I greatly appreciate all your support. No further ado, guys. Definitely stay tuned. I will be giving my own thoughts and opinions and everything like that on the back end, guys. No further ado, let's get right into it.
It is official. Trump has appealed his New York decision. That is the one that Latitia James brought under Judge Engoron without a trial. And they charged him for exaggerating his property value. And they charged him like $350 million, ends up being $400 million. Yeah. There was a question whether if Trump could raise the bond or whatever. I got to tell you, there's so many articles that lie about Trump that I can't even read them here. So I'm doing a lot of the finding the most trustworthy source, even if that source is from Democrat institutions like the Associated Press. So welcome to Doug in Exile. That's part of my job, is to bring you the news that you can trust, that brings good news about Trump. Here's a list of the 3 headlines that just...
Also, shout out to Doug, man. The link to his video will be down below in the description. Definitely be sure to show him some love as well.
Blew up this morning. This is from 2 hours ago. AP News, this is one of our articles. I won't read that one. So WBAL TV, Donald Trump appeals $454 million judgment in New York civil fraud case. The Daily Beast, Trump officially appeals $464 million bank fraud judgment. Okay, let's get to that AP Associated Press article. Donald Trump appeals $454 million judgment in New York civil fraud case. I'm just going to kind of scan this article and find the big reasons and news behind everything. New York, Donald Trump has appealed his $454 million New York civil fraud judgment, challenging the judge's finding that he lied about his wealth and he grew his real estate empire that launched him to stardom and the presidency. The former president's lawyers filed notices of appeal Monday, that's today, asking the state's mid-level appeals court to overturn Judge Arthur Engoron's February 16th verdict in Attorney General Latitia James's lawsuit and reverse staggering penalties that threaten to wipe out Trump's cash reserves. Trump's lawyers wrote in court papers that they're asking the appeals court to decide whether Engoron, quote, committed errors of law and or fact, and whether he abused his discretion or, quote, acted in excess of his jurisdiction. They're just going to ask this mid-level appeals court in New York going, are you sure Engoron did something legal? Now,
quite frankly, you know, the case was already set up. Like, it was already established before. Like, they said Trump was already guilty as soon as he walked in. So like I said before, you definitely see the corruption right there, because they were already trying to take him out as soon as he stepped in. So it wasn't some fair ruling. It wasn't that at all. It was a blatant assault on Trump, quite frankly. So that's just what it is.
Now, Trump's appeal won't automatically halt enforcement of the judgment. The Republican presidential frontrunner had until March 25th to secure what's known as a stay, a legal mechanism pausing collection while he appeals. Trump would receive an automatic stay if he puts up the money, the $400 million assets, or an appeal bond covering what he owes. Trump's lawyers could also ask the appeals court to grant a stay without obtaining a bond, or with a bond for a lower amount. So there's all these different options he has. They didn't tell us which one he did. We'll get to that later in the article. Trump's lawyers did not immediately respond to a reporter's questions Monday, asked if he had posted an appeal bond or if he was in the process of securing one. So I think he's probably in the process of getting one. That is, how much will a bank loan him that $400 million for? How little does he have to actually pay? Does he have to put up? Like, can he put up $25 million and have the bank back him up for $400 million, right? How good is his money? In a statement issued through a spokesman, Trump lawyer Alina Habba addressed only the appeal itself, saying, quote, "We trust that the appellate division will overturn this egregious fine and take the necessary steps to restore the public faith in New York's legal system."
I just want to say right there, New York is definitely just a cesspool right now, especially with their legal system. It's just horrendous. On top of that, the current state of New York with everything going on with just the immigrants and everything and the chaos, and you see the truckers revolting. It's just, it's in a lot of turmoil, man. It's crazy.
That's kind of generic boilerplate stuff, but I'm happy that she's saying it. Now, here's one benefit to Trump's appeal. Not so much that he gets to reverse his judgment, but listen, the appeal ensures that the legal fight over Trump's business practices will persist into the thick of the presidential primary season. See, he can campaign on this and likely beyond as he tries to clinch the Republican presidential nomination in his quest to retake the White House. So he could become president, which helps protect him from some of this stuff. Trump maintains that he is worth several $billion and testified last year that he had about $400 million in cash, in addition to properties and other investments. Latitia James, a Democrat, told ABC News that if Trump is unable to pay, she will seek to seize some of his assets. Trump doesn't need her to seize them. He can sell his assets and just hand her the money. Okay. He's good for $400 million. He can just what he has in Trump apartments in some New York property. He could sell a few of them and pay it off. Trump's lawyer, Christopher Keiss, said after the verdict that the former president was confident the appeals court, quote, "will ultimately correct the innumerable and catastrophic errors made by a trial court untethered to the law or to reality," unquote. If the decision stands, Habba said, quote, "it will serve as a signal to every single American that New York is no longer open for business," unquote.
Yeah.
That is what's at stake with this particular payment, is New York's reputation in the entire, not just our country, but the entire world. New York will be seen as a politicized, political state. If you're in the wrong party and you own a business in New York, you better watch out if you're not paying off Engoron and Latitia James, because they're coming for you. If Trump were to pay the penalty at this stage, instead of obtaining a stay, the money would be held in a court escrow account while the appeal plays out, says the Associated Press. If the court overturns the verdict, the money would be returned to Trump. So even if he puts the money up and he gets his appeal, the money can still come back to him. The appellate division could either uphold Engoron's verdict, reduce or modify the penalty, or overturn the decision entirely. If Trump is unsuccessful at the appellate division, he can ask the state's highest court, because he's in the mid-level court right now, the Court of Appeals, to consider taking the case. Then I found this little detail over at The Hill on their coverage of the same story. The judge also expanded the authority of an independent monitor to oversee the Trump organization's finances and imposed fines against Trump's sons and top company executives. So the city of New York also installed a overseer into Trump's company to make sure it's compliant. So a snitch, a weirdo, a rat, a government operative.
More corruption.
So I'll keep you guys posted on this one. I do hope it gets overturned on appeal. I also hope it just gets delayed until Trump gets elected as president, because really, I think New York's in trouble, but the whole country's in trouble if Trump doesn't become president. That's the big picture of this whole thing. Let me know in the comments below. Will New York survive if this judgment stands? Number one. And will America survive if Biden wins another presidency? I'm Doug in.
So there you have it, guys. Shout out to Doug in Exile. The link to his video will be in the description below. Definitely go show him some love. And guys, quite frankly, the country will not stand if Biden has another term. Sleepy Joe, he really, you see the state that the country's in right now. You see that the people who voted for him are mad at him being at the stuff that he does as president. You know, people, like I always say, the groceries are car notes these days. On top of that, you have the immigrant crisis that's going on, the border and everything like that, along with the cartel and stuff. And it's crazy. It's a crazy time to be alive. You know, we're living in history. We are like, history is being made consistently every day. This is a very interesting time to be alive, and it's definitely something worth noting with everything that's going on. And you don't see the president trying to really, trying to really get control of the situation. You pretty much just seeing him just let it just happen. And that is a more detriment to our country, detriment to the people in our country, the hardworking individuals that live out here. And it's really crazy to see, quite frankly. And on top of that, the corruption within the courts against Trump is absurd. And the unruly filing and everything with the $454 million. I definitely think Trump should appeal it. I'm glad he is appealing it. And, I definitely hope his appeal goes through, quite frankly. They're definitely trying to take him out from every which way. You definitely see that, they are like on edge. They are like, it's almost as if they're panicking, at the fact that he has a very strong chance of becoming president all over again and running his second term. And that's something they really don't want to see. But then again, somebody had said that they see that Trump has main character energy and that he has his backing behind him. Whereas you look at Joe Biden really doesn't have that. Joe Biden does not have main character energy. He does not have that backing behind him where people are saying, we need Joe, we want Joe. You don't really see that. You don't really see that at all, quite frankly. You see the people who voted for Joe are upset that he's president and upset at the cost of living and upset with the immigrant crisis and upset with, everything having gone up, quite frankly. So that's that, guys. That is my take on it. You guys definitely let me know what you guys think down below. I definitely appreciate all the positive comments that you guys leave, the sharing of this video, subscribing to the channel. Definitely be sure to subscribe if you have not. And turn on post notifications. I will be staying up. I will be keeping you guys updated and just being very consistent. And so this is a place you want to be. So I definitely appreciate all the support, guys. And definitely let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the country could survive with Joe, running another term? Yeah, no. So that's that, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.